Hey, Mum, yeah, can I have your credit card details again,
Oh,
please?
you've spent like $50 this month.
Yeah, okay, I know I used it last week, but I need to buy the new cars and the DLC.
I'm sick of this YouTube TGG. What is up, guys? I'm the gaming gorilla crap. Buy it yourself.
No, they're like $3 million. You know how long that's going to take me to get?
I don't care. Buy it yourself.
Mom! Grand Theft Auto Online launched at the end of 2013, and it was flawed, right? Characters were getting deleted for no reason, and the lag. Oh man, the lag. But despite its flaws, it was still amazing to anyone who played it. It was a work of art, a state-of-the-art game that pushed the boundaries of online gaming. It's not that game anymore. And of course, I still love the game, and so do you. That's why you're watching this video. But there's a lot wrong with it, and I want the game to be great, but I'm worried about the state of the game. And if you're like me, you love GTA 5, no question, but you love it so much that you want it to be better, because you know it can be better. I've spoken to people that have tried to get into GTA and didn't like it, people that have played it for years and still play it every day, and I've spoken to people that have gone away from the game over the past few years. So I think I've got a pretty good idea of what the main issues are, and potentially how some of them can be fixed. So you and me, we're going to sit down and we're going to talk about it. No effects, no special sound effects, music, transitions, just you and me talking about the state of GTA Online. I also just want to say before we get into the video that this is not a hate video at all. Like I said, I love GTA Online and I could spend hours talking about what's great in the game. GTA is the game that my channel is based around, alright? I don't hate this game in any way, shape, or form, but this is about the state of GTA Online. So yes, most of the topics in this video are going to be on the more negative side. And I want to start off with the casino DLC. It was pretty cool to go through the casino for the first time, I'm not gonna lie. And the story missions were pretty entertaining, not even for the story itself, but just for the fact that it was something new. And for the casino itself was sort of what we all expected, but it was definitely a good addition to the game. And now what Rockstar is resorting to is drip feeding us most of the content from the DLC in weekly updates. And I don't really think that works in GTA. Games that typically introduce drip feeding are RPG, MMO type games like maybe Destiny, Warframe, World of Warcraft, all that. And why that works is because they actually implement new maps, quests and whatnot, new weapons. But with GTA, it's just a new vehicle every week, right? So what most people are doing is they're just coming on, buying the vehicle and then logging off. Or if they don't have the money to buy that vehicle, they're grinding the same missions that they've been doing for years over and over again to get that vehicle and then logging off. And all of these vehicles that are added are really, really expensive, so let's talk about how you actually make money in GTA Online, and there's only really two ways to do that in 2019. Undoubtedly, the best way to make money is through businesses, and like I've said before in previous videos, I think businesses have really saved GTA Online from becoming overshadowed from other games over the years. And with all the businesses and DLCs added, it's hard to argue that the amount of content added is amazing. And it has made the game a lot better. But if I'm being honest, I'm sick of just logging on, doing the exact same business missions, and then doing the same for my friends. But that's the best way to make money, and that's a problem. Looking back, my best moments in GTA 5 or GTA Online never revolved around making money. But as all of this content is added, and I'll be honest, I don't have as many friends playing the game anymore, and that's the same with a lot of people, so now getting money is the main incentive of the game. The activities I always had most fun in were things like death matches, missions, and races. But now, the amount of money you get from these activities makes it not even worth doing. Even when it's double money on Stunt Races, for example, I still made more money per hour grinding my businesses. It's ridiculous. In fact, just in an attempt to make some sort of decent money from these races, people increase the lap count to like 5, because you earn more money that way, and the races end up taking like 15 to 20 minutes, and if you crash in the first lap, well, you may as well just leave or give up. And that leads us to the second way to get money, and that's shark cards. I don't have the motivation to grind the same business missions I've been doing for so long just to get the money that I need for all that stuff, and Rockstar has made the price point so high because they know it's going to push people to buy shark cards, because they know that people don't want to do the same stuff all the time. And of course, as a result, they buy shark cards. which means more money for Rockstar with not as much money put into developing the content. Let's move on to the shift in what GTA Online really is that happened in the past few years. And this is something that really pisses me and a lot of other people off. When I'm forcing myself to do these missions that I've already done hundreds of times, most of the time I'm doing sell missions for my businesses. And half the time when I'm doing this, I end up getting blown up by someone flying around on an oppressor. And that in itself involves two different issues. You'll also see that the guy that killed me here had God mode on, and that's another can of worms I don't want to get into. But the first issue is the fact that the game encourages other people in the lobby to destroy your product. Meaning that potentially you could have your nightclub stock left up for maybe a week, and that could potentially be over $1 million of product, which is about $20 in real life if you're using shark cards, just to have someone in an oppressor blow me up. And that's the second problem, the introduction of these griefer-friendly vehicles, like the Oppressor Mark II. How can the game possibly reward someone, even though it's only $2,000 the reward, to destroy what another player has worked for potentially a week to earn? How does that possibly make any sense at all? And, okay, I can somewhat understand the thought behind it, with the other players in the lobby acting in place of what would normally just be AI trying to kill you. But someone in a slow delivery van, for example, when doing the cocaine or biker drug missions, there is absolutely no way that someone can defend themselves. And yes, I know you can make a solo public lobby, and I know you can find a new session or close app to save your product, but I shouldn't have to do that. The fact is that vehicles have been added to the game with the sole purpose of griefing. And as I was writing this, I only had the oppressor in mind. I didn't even think of something like the orbital cannon, which is pretty much just in the game to ruin the experience for other people. If you follow Rockstar or GTA 5 on any social media platform, go to their latest post, whatever it is, and I guarantee you will find a lot of people complaining about oppressors and griefing. It has driven what I'd imagine to be millions of people away from the game. I'm not on the design team, of course, so I don't know what a great fix would be, but, I don't know, maybe one way is to take the rockets off the oppressor. And of course, another logical one would to be stop encouraging people to destroy other people's products. Because what this, at the end of the day, leads to is if your $1 million of product gets destroyed, from Rockstar's point of view, I'd assume that that probably means they just want you to buy more shark cards. It all leads back to that, and that's a problem. And speaking of driving people away from the game, like I said earlier, I don't have that many friends playing GTA Online anymore, and it's for that reason. Grand Theft Auto is a game series about you playing as a criminal, not a futuristic flying rocket bike griefer. With the introduction of all these griefing futuristic vehicles, it's gone so far away from what GTA has always been, which is somewhat of a ground level criminal who's about hustling, right? Doing these little things like robbing stores and doing heists. I want to switch gears a bit and talk about another massive problem with the state of GTA Online, and that's the experience for new players. Because this is a game that's bringing in tens of thousands of players every single month to this day. And in fact, I've just introduced two of my friends to GTA, and one of them just flat out hates it, he's already deleted the game, and the other one's trying to get into it, but he's finding it really, really difficult. A YouTuber by the name of Sonny Evans made a fantastic video on this, and I'll link that below if you want to watch that. But he went over what it's like to play GTA Online for the first time in 2019. And these were some of his points. To start off with, the map is an absolute mess. There is so much stuff that's just thrown in your face, and the game does nothing to help clarify what any of this means to a new player. And that leads to another problem. Its way of introducing you to all of the content in the game is to spam your character with notifications and phone calls telling you to buy each of the properties that were added with the DLCs over the last 6 years. I mean, just picture that. Someone with $0 is getting their entire screen constantly spammed telling them to buy multiple multi-million dollar properties that take hundreds of hours to get. How does that make any sense? And like the whole theme of this video, it just wants to bring people back to buy, you guessed it, shark cards. I get it, okay? There's a lot of stuff in this game, and it's been out for so long, and someone coming into the game in 2019, of course it's going to be difficult, no matter what they do. But there's gotta be a more consumer-friendly way than to just spam someone's screen. One of my friends had Brucey call him 5 times in about 5 minutes. It's just annoying, and it's not a good experience for someone who's being introduced to GTA for the first time. Moving away from the beginners again, another issue is there's a kill-death ratio in the game, and people actually try to get a good one. This has always been a massive problem in GTA Online, and years ago Rockstar attempted to fix it with the mental state stat, but it didn't work, not even close. And yes, passive mode is a thing, and yes, with the casino DLC there's been some good changes to that. So I'd like to say that this is actually going in the right direction, which is good to see for the life cycle of GTA and the quality of life overall. But still, in terms of kill-death ratio, there is a big problem with the business sell missions like we went over before. Another thing I want to touch on is the load screens, and they are ridiculously long, especially because a lot of new players that come into the game don't really consider that this game's been out for so long, and when they just see a game in 2019 with really long loading screens, it can turn them away from the game. And I get that there isn't really much they can do about that now, so I'm not really going to go into it too much. Let's talk about Heists, and I didn't touch on it earlier in the money grinding part we talked about, but Heists is another big problem. I really like the Doomsday Heists, I think everyone does, but any other heist is almost completely pointless, not even because of how much money you earn, but it's because they're 4 players. So unless you have a full party of 4 people, you can't even do it really, because you'll run into people that will just troll you, leave for no reason, or just they're bad at the game and they're gonna die all the time, sorry, but it's true. And I don't see any reason Rockstar can't update this to 2 to 4 players like the Doomsday Heist instead of having to have 4 players. It just, again, doesn't make any sense. So, that's what GTA Online is like in 2019. It can still be a lot of fun, sure, but there's a lot of things in the game right now that just don't make sense. The main issues holding the game back as of now is the out-of-control griefing, and the fact that there aren't many ways to make good money besides repeating the same business missions over and over. So let me know what you think of GTA Online as of 2019. As always, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more videos like this one. And thanks for having a chat with me, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace!